Hi everyone, welcome to the next video. This is retirement day number 2. Today I'm working on my budget before I go ahead and sign up for my healthcare.gov, and I wanted to share something that I discovered, and I don't know how good it is, but it seems to be pretty accurate based off of me doing the calculations myself and just entering the information into ChatGPT. So this may be a helpful tool for those of us who are retiring. I'm certainly using it more than I ever have. I pay $20 a month, so I know that's a lot, but I'm paying $20 a month, and I can pretty much ask it to do anything. It's pretty amazing, actually. So I wanted to share the screen. I have a mosquito in the apartment. I wanted to share the screen. So when you sign up for ChatGPT, and I think you get some for free. I think you can ask like 5 questions for free. But if I say something like my monthly retirement income is let's say $37.59.99. That's roughly about what it's going to be. And my rent is $20.20. Where is the best place to live? And amazingly, so it's telling me I'm spending over 50%. In fact, I'm spending 54%, roughly 55% of my retirement income is going to go to rent. So if you watched my very first pre-retirement, I'm sorry, I've got some mosquito or something buzzing around me, video, what you will know is that I pay an insane amount of rent. And it's not just because I live in a fancy place. This place is not fancy in the least. It's very old, actually. It's in a well-established neighborhood, but in a safe neighborhood. But no, this place is not worth the $2,020 that I pay every month. And they're all like that. So it doesn't matter what apartment complex I go to, it's going to be the same or worse. So I'm just sitting put. I'm staying put until I move. But anyway, it's actually telling me, that this is squeezing me, and for a comfortable retirement, I should be paying around $1,000 to $1,200 a month. And it's telling me to look in northern Maine, okay? And for rents, $700 to $1,100. You can buy homes for $80,000 to $130,000. It's already saying I've been already looking here. Very low property tax, okay? Quiet, safe, ideal. And then it gives the best towns, and it will even pull up, real estate listings that you can click on and check out. I mean, it's pretty cool. It gives you some of the pros and the cons too, like winters are long and cold, healthcare access is more limited than in Florida. So I'm in Florida. And then, there's some places in Florida that it's given me. And some benefits, like there's no state income tax here, which is great for my pension. And I'm familiar with the climate, although I don't like it. I dislike it. Florida is getting expensive. Florida is getting beyond expensive. Florida is absolutely ridiculous. So if any of you are thinking, oh, I want to retire to Florida, you better think twice, because this place has gone berserk in the last 5 years. I have never seen prices the way they are. I have never seen anything like it. And that goes for grocery prices, insurance. It doesn't matter if it's auto insurance, home insurance, property tax. It doesn't matter. It's insane, okay? And it will suck every dime out of you, which it's pretty much doing to me. So like I said, it's doable, but I know that when my lease renews, it's going to be even worse. So anyway, I'm using ChatGPT to kind of narrow down some places. And anyway, best options where I could live in Florida: Sebring, Lake City, Ocala, and it gives typical rents. It's also telling me in New Mexico if I want something different. New Mexico might be nice. And then, it tells you what works best for you, with your monthly retirement income. You need housing around $1,000 to $1,200, okay? And that will give me a comfortable retirement, which I know because I've been doing this for a few weeks. And right now, I'm in a tight and stressful long-term situation. So I want to get out of the long and stressful long-term situation. And, gives the best fit. So Northern Maine is the best. We've got a backup of rural Pennsylvania. Who would know? And then, do I want warm weather and higher costs? So it's giving you things to think about. And I want 4 seasons. To be honest with you, I grew up with 4 seasons, and I feel that for my health. And I feel that this should apply to everybody. But, we grow up and we get stuck into an office somewhere. And the kids today now, they're growing up behind a screen, so they're in the house most of the time, unfortunately. We grew up, in my day, we were always outside. We lived outside. In fact, sometimes we weren't even allowed in the house. So a lot of you know what I'm talking about. So we weren't allowed in the house. We weren't allowed to bring our friends in the house. So we were always outside. These days, it's rare to see kids outside. If they're in sports and stuff, then you see them outside. Of course, there's kids outside, but a lot of these teenagers are just sitting at home in their room with their iPad or whatever, and they're not getting out into nature. And, you're seeing all of these mental, what do you call it? Not psychological, but mental health problems. I think that these screens and all this stuff have a lot to do with that, and the fact that the kids aren't going outside and getting the fresh air and everything. But anyway, the point is that I grew up outside. I spent my younger adult life hiking, camping, all the things. I love northern New England. I grew up in New England, and I grew up in 4 seasons. And your body naturally goes with those seasons. And I feel that since I've lived here, I lost that. So we don't really have 4 seasons here. We kind of have 2. And brutal hot in the summer. And then we do have some cold days. I mean, there's been some days where I bundled up with a scarf and everything here because I'm not used to it. But I know that if I go back up there and I will acclimate, then my body will get back into that 4-season rhythm again. And I miss that. I miss the autumn. The autumn is just the best. Long, cold winters, I don't know. Maybe my body can't take that anymore. I haven't been in a long, cold winter in a long time, but I'm willing to take that chance. I don't have a problem with it. But anyhow, ChatGPT is saying, hey, you can move to northern Maine and buy a small home outright or a low mortgage. There are some backup plans here. Stay in Florida only if you downsize aggressively. Well, it doesn't matter. I was looking at mobile homes. One of them had one of the whole side burnt down, and they still wanted $150,000 for it. You can't even live in this thing. All right, so that's how ridiculous it is here. And then the nice thing is you can copy this and say show actual homes under $130 that in Maine that fit your income perfectly. Okay, so if I copy and paste that in and I ask it, then it's going to pull up some pictures. It searches the web, and you can go onto those websites and look. And you can do this all around the country, probably all around the world. I haven't tried that. I don't think I'm ready to move out of the country, but yeah. Anyway, I find that it's a really cool tool. And it gives you areas. I don't know why the pictures aren't coming up, but pictures aren't. Oh, here's some. Little kid. This is my ideal. I'm sorry. You guys might think I'm really weird, but this is where my heart is. It always has been. And like I said in my first video, circumstances that came up didn't force me, but sort of guided me to stay here. So there are reasons why I'm still here. Because after I sold my house, I should have been in that little cabin. But I put things off, okay? And I'm not so sure that that's such a great idea either, putting things off. I think we should do the things that we want because life is short, time is short. But anyway, yeah, you can click here, you can click here and find other places near this Houlton area. They've got some places in other little towns and whatever, okay? And then it gives you an outlook, what your monthly cost would look like, okay? And, if I got one of these little places up here for $100,000, then guess what? I've got $2,700 left over. Right now, I'm going to have like $500 left over. And I'm going to try my darndest to put every cent of that $500 into my savings. But you know what? Gas is high, but I don't drive very much. And my vehicle is a hybrid, so it uses less gas. So there's a plus there. But, the electricity here in the summer, you can try not to put on the AC, or you can set the temperature so it's like 74 when it's, 90 outside and feels like 112. With a dog, that doesn't work. So I have to keep, a fan's not going to do it here. In the humidity, the stickiness. So I do have to use my AC. And even though I try to be frugal with it, and this is even while I was working, because AC bills can get crazy here. You have no control over that. So, and I've got that factored into my ongoing budget here. My budget is a projection. It's not set in stone because I haven't received a Social Security check yet, and I won't until the 3rd week of June. That's when I get my first check. And I won't receive a pension check until hopefully they come the last day of the month. So I'm supposed to get one the last day of this month, but they said, it might be another month, so you might not get it until June. So I'm not sure when I'm going to get it, but I want to see once I get both of them together and see how that flies, because you just never know. So, but anyway, here I'll have $2,700 roughly. Okay. If I had $1,000 extra a month, I would be better off than where I am now with barely making $500. And that doesn't include groceries, and groceries are extremely expensive. And I eat a very specialized diet because of my thyroid condition. So, I try not to eat anything processed. I try to cook everything from home. I try to make sure they're whole foods, they're organic, that kind of thing. And so unfortunately, to eat is a lot of money. It's more money. Trying to pinch my pennies on that too, the best that I can. But yeah, I do eat kind of weirdly or on a special diet. So, anyway, my grocery bills, that's a hard one. So I think with groceries, I'm probably going to maybe be lucky if I have $100 left over at the end of the month staying here. So it kind of gives you this comparison, which is nice. And, what you need to watch, okay? Cheap homes come with trade-offs. In Maine, the winters are cold and long, so yeah, you got huge heating costs, right? Wood and all that stuff. Distance to hospitals. Well, I'm not going to move where I'm too far away from a hospital. Homes need updates or repairs. I would be happy to live off grid. That has been my dream since 1992. So if I don't have running water, that's fine. If I don't have plumbing, that's even better, because then I don't have to deal with those issues. These are the things that I'm weighing as I'm looking. But ChatGPT is helping me. It helped me project, oh my gosh, how much taxes they're going to take out of my pension. And like I said in the video I made yesterday about the health care, it even compared the two health plans that were narrowed down for me on healthcare.gov and told me the best fit for me, and how, between the two, there's only a $4 difference, and how the Gold Elite one, I think it's called, that will cover diagnostics, which I need because I have to have biopsies on my thyroid a couple times a year. So, it compared the plans, so I didn't have to sit there and print them out and look and say, oh gosh, this one covers this and that. It did it for me. And, when you actually compare through the company, it was pretty accurate. So this may be a helpful tool for anybody trying to plan a budget and planning to retire. on a budget like me, without a plan like me, and honest picks, Maine. Best lifestyle, Maine. Best financial mood, Maine. Because I'm going to Maine. It can pull turnkey homes. It can show you, homes with well and septic, financial eligibility, all these things. So it's a really neat tool, and I think it's worth the $20 a month. And I'm going to keep it until I can't afford it anymore. Hopefully that won't become the case. I don't think it will be, but anyway, to me, I'm just speaking for myself, it's been a really great tool to like bounce ideas and things off of. And you can do all kinds of stuff with this. So maybe consider it. Consider giving this a try. Even do the free one. Like I said, I think you get 5 free questions it'll answer. And then after that, then it asks you, to subscribe. And there's like a $20 a month one. And then there's one that's like I think it's over $100 a month. And I think that thing can like draw portraits and things, or I don't know, but that's too much. That's too steep for my budget. So I'm like, I'll do the $20 one for a while and see how it goes. And so far it's been really nice. So I just wanted to throw that out there, that you can use ChatGPT to help you plan your retirement. So keep that in mind. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye now.